Wow, what perfect timing. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Brainstorm Studio with Bandrew Golden. My name is Bandrew, and today I actually just went through an intense spiritual experience. I didn't even get to finish. I had to stop so that I could, prepare for this. I didn't give myself ample time to actually finish what I was trying to do. Also, if you're listening or watching, actually, if you're watching the live right now, I can't see the screen. I don't want to look at myself while I'm doing this. It makes me feel a little bit more natural if I'm just kind of like staring off into space. But anyways, today I want to have a conversation about my most recent experience in Las Vegas and kind of the cognitions that I had about Las Vegas and maybe the purpose behind the true intention, I should say, of why Vegas exists. I want to talk about different luxuries, but let's just get right into it. You know, before I started this, okay, nobody's watching. I'm going to restart. I'm going to literally restart this. Hello, everybody. Let's give it a grand rising. My name is Bandrew Golden, and you are now listening to another episode of Brainstorm Studio. Now, today I want to talk about a couple different things. But first, I have to recognize the fact that I just went through an intense spiritual experience. And I actually didn't even get to finish it because I didn't give myself enough time to go through it fully before this went down. However, it was amazing. And then once I knew I only had like 13 minutes to go on here, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to meditate on the things that I just came across in my existence because it was intense. I kind of wanted to cry. It was like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced anything like that. However, it's crazy. It feels really good, but it also, and because it makes you feel closer to your true purpose. It aligns me, first of all, to my true purpose and gets me closer to what my actual intention is with everything that I'm doing. So once I had the realization that I didn't have enough time to fully finish what I was doing, I was just like, you know what, let's meditate on this. And I meditated on the omen Sharim. You just go like Sharim, Sharim, Sharim. And you do that just like with your breath. You can do it at pretty much any cadence. But I was literally tingling, bro. I was tingling up in my body. Oof. I feel so mellow right now just because everything that I've just been through in the last like hour has been so intense. Like I'm like literally stepping back into the real world by doing a podcast right now. It's a little strange, but we're here. We're present. I'm focusing, I'm paying attention, I'm concentrating, and I'm thinking. And I'm here with you in this present moment. Maybe this is for you. Maybe I'm doing it so that you can hear this. But, anyways, I want to talk about my most recent experience going to Las Vegas. Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. Not only because I got to go into Las Vegas, but also because I got to experience some new thoughts, things that I did not think about ever before. I've been to Vegas once. I've been to Vegas a couple times, actually. I went to Vegas in December um, for another networking event. This was also for a networking event. But this one was about Grant Cardone. Mr. Grant Cardone, the billionaire real estate tycoon, investor guy, content creator guy, entrepreneur guy. And it was really cool. I got to see a lot of celebrities. I've officially high-fived Mark Wahlberg, the guy, Mark Wahlberg. I have officially dapped him up in real life. I have a really cool video of it as well. But the reason why I went was because I had bought a ticket for this months ago, and I was like, "Dude, do I even wanna go? Do I even want to go? Yeah, let's do it. Let's freaking go, man." So I went, and, just fully transparently, I just didn't really have that much money for this trip. That's why I was like, "Do I really want to go?" Because it's gonna drain me probably, you know? And so I drove there last minute, basically. I drove there actually like a day earlier than what I was supposed to, but I was like, "You know what? Let's just get there so I can be there and just, get a feel for what's going on before I actually dive into everything and see Brian Davis, who is the partner of mine that I went to go see, or he was also there with me. But I got there a day before he did, before we had a hotel or anything. So I was like literally going with the plans to manifest some situation for me to be taken care of. And that I did. So I drove there and I wanted to do that because I could get the opportunity to then listen to like 9 hours of training, which that's not exactly how it went down. I actually ended up being on the phone with people for like hours and hours, and I listened to some trainings. Training meaning, audios from the Global Information Network, listening to Kevin Trudeau. It was amazing. It was great. I've been listening to him every day. So this year, like literally every day this year, since going to Puerto Rico, where I got to be around other followers of Kevin. And anyways, yeah, so I got there, gave money to this one homeless guy, had a conversation with him, ate some Chipotle. And later that night, I went to the strip and I ate some edibles, which I have not gotten high. I haven't taken THC of any kind. I'm not smoking at all this year, but I decided to take some edibles. And wow, dude. Wow. I was blasted. Absolutely zootered to the moon. It was awesome. I was just chilling in the casino. I was chilling at the MGM where the event was. I wanted to go check out where the event was and just see what was going on. I wanted to get a feel for the place that I was going to be spending a lot of time at during the weekend. Or actually it was like Tuesday through Thursday, but I wanted to spend a lot of time there to see what was up, get a good layout in my head of how to move around there, not be lost. And I'm chilling, texting Brian Davis, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I feel weird. I feel so weird. What is going on with me right now? And it was the edibles kicking in. So I was like, hell yeah, bro. I forgot about that. Let's go. We're out here. Made some connections with this one band. I was just walking and I hear some really not pleasant singing. And so I go over and I'm like, "Yo, this band is just playing right now and it's free." I was like, "Wait, there's no ropes or anything? Alright, cool, let's go hang out with them." So I'm, like, watching the performance, giving them some, recognition, I'm clapping it up, showing some love because honestly, they got really freaking good. I was judging by its cover. I was honestly judging a little bit. I was like, "Man, these guys." I watched because I wanted to see if they were bad or good or whatever, and they ended up being great. Absolutely great. Their energy was just prime. Their energy was so inclusive, they just, like, talked to people in the audience. I'd recognize that their moms were there, like, it was these, like, 20 in these guys in their early 20s, and, like, all of their moms were there, and it was so lit. Um, but yeah, so made a relationship with them. I ended up talking to them quite a bit. Got their Instagrams, got one of their numbers, and we're gonna make something happen because in May, I'm gonna actually throw some concerts. So, that's gonna be really cool. But anyways, yeah, so I came off a little bit too, I feel like, desperate because I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna manifest a place to stay tonight. Don't really have anything figured out. I just drove here, and we're gonna make it happen, and I'm just gonna surrender to the universe, and you know, we're gonna make it happen." And phew, well, I was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Let me come hang out with you guys after the concert. What are you guys doing after the concert?" And they just ended up, like, dipping away from me. I, like, went to the bathroom, and then they were all gone, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, definitely came off a little too strong there." But lesson learned, if you have a situation that you're going through, just don't even, like, talk about it. Like, don't even talk about it. Just surrender. Like, surrendering to it does not mean being like, "Hey, I'm trying to manifest a situation right now. What are you guys doing?" That's not a surrender. That's, like, purposefully trying to do something when you don't even know if that's the right thing for you to do. I truly didn't know if that was the right thing for me to do. It just felt good. And also I saw an opportunity to where I was like, "Oh, dude, what if these guys are like staying at some hotel and I could like couch surf with them or whatever?" But that was not what happened. I ended up just hanging out by myself for the rest of the night. I was dressed like a straight up pimp, PIMP, with the suit and the colorful shirt. Oh my goodness, I was straight pimping. Anyways, I ended up sleeping in my car, but I'm not gonna go through like the whole rest of the trip overview because it's not necessary. Okay. What's necessary is the things that I've realized about Las Vegas while I was in Las Vegas, and I just will never see it ever the same ever again. Now, what am I talking about? Well, if you've ever been to Vegas, there's a lot of lights, there's a lot of flashy things, there's a lot of people trying to get your attention. There's a lot of people trying to steal your attention away from whatever you're doing or whatever you may be trying to do, and it's a little distracting. It's pretty distracting. Now, a lot of those things, they also involve you giving up money to do something, to get something, or to play a game, possibly. What I'm getting at is that most, if not everything, actually, no, most of the activities in Vegas and the things that you see and can do are pretty artificial. They're artificial and they're really there to distract you. They're also there for your entertainment, but like the energy there is kind of the energy there is not, it's like literally synthetic. It pumps you with synthetic energy and robs you of the energy that is your life force. It's actually pretty draining being there for a really, really long time, is what I realized. Being there for 1 or 2 days is really cool. You get to see a lot. You get to see a lot of the stuff, there's a lot of things to do. But being there for an extended period of time when you're just like there to kind of hang out is you start to feel the wear and tear, not only on your wallet because everything's super expensive, but also like on your health. I mean, for me, I was staying up like super late every single night. My friend, like Brian and his friend James, that was there simultaneously, like randomly while we were there. He wanted to go to the clubs, and so we were going to the clubs. We got in for free. It was cool. But like after doing that every single night, you're just like, yo, what the hell is going on? I don't drink. So I was going there completely sober, but still going there and staying up late and just like moving your body hella takes a toll. Takes a toll on you. One thing also is that the food in Vegas is literally toxic. And this is true for all ultra processed foods, okay? All ultra processed foods have an element of toxicity to them because what the goal of the food companies is not to, actually quench your appetite and satiate you, but it is to make you more hungry and make you fat, basically. And so, what a lot of these foods have inside of them is chemicals that are genetically altered to make you have more of an appetite which is insane, which is it's very true as well. You can see it in people. I was with James, this guy that he's one of Brian's business partners, and we're hanging out with him. This guy could not eat enough food. We were, like, with him. He would buy us food too, which is was cool, like, I was down for that. But, like, I was observing the fact that, like, every 30 minutes to 1 hour, he would be like, "Dude, I'm hungry." But, like, at one point, he would go away, and I was like, "Brian, dude, this guy is not hungry. He's literally falling under the spell. He is falling under the spell that they want him to fall under," which is you feel this appetite. They literally, like, give it's I think what it is, because I understand a little bit about how your hunger hormones work. I think that they like, put chemicals into the food that release the hunger chemical lectin, and it makes you more hungry. So, like, lectin makes you feel like you're not satiated. It makes you feel like you're hungry, paired with the feeling of actually being hungry, your stomach growling, right? Sorry, wait. Lectin. Oh, fuck. I had this whole like acronym kind of thing going on. It's like lectin. It's like ghrelin, growl, lectin. I can't remember. Can't remember. But anyways, makes you hungry. Ghrelin is what makes you hungry. That's what it is. Anyways, yeah, it's crazy what they're doing out there. But no, so like also, and this is not meant to be like a negative conversation. It's just also to just make people aware of the things that are in Las Vegas, and what the real intention is of having all of that bright lights and the food that's like really good, but it's toxic and it's expensive. They're really just trying to get your money, man. Like, what I see it as is this epicenter for humans to go to and be like numbed out to all these dopamine sources so that your baseline dopamine levels skyrocket. Your baseline dopamine levels, meaning the baseline of what it takes to make you happy. So if there's all these bright lights and you're winning at gambling and you're eating all this delicious food, you see hot girls everywhere, what else? There's all these games, there's all these shows, you hear like bumping music. All of that raises your dopamine. And when you prod dopamine for too long, it ends up raising the bar. It raises the level in which you need to meet to start to feel happy, and like something is novel or something is like really, really, really cool, or like you really want to do it, because it's releasing dopamine so hard that eventually it releases that dopamine for at that level dopamine so hard at that level that in order to surpass that, you have to do something that's even more, like, it's just more and more and more. You have to do something that's more stimulating. And what does that do to you? That really makes you unmotivated. It makes you unmotivated to do stuff because you're like, wow, like, doing this action that I did before doesn't make me feel good. And so, like, the reason for all that is, and trust me, these casino owners, they understand all this. They understand this. The people who run Vegas, they understand all this. But a lot of people that go to Vegas don't understand all this, which is where the real detriment comes into play. Because people will be like, "Man, like I was winning at gambling and all that, and like I was eating all this food, and the next day in Vegas, they believe they start to do the same stuff, but it doesn't have the same effect. It's not as cool. It's not as novel. It's not as stimulating. It's not as enjoyment. It's not as there's not as much enjoyment as there was the day before, like the last experience. And so what do they do? Well, naturally, they're going to do more. They're going to be like, you know what? This isn't doing it for me. I need to play more gambling games. I need to eat more of the food. Need to go to more clubs, see if I can get that feeling again. It's like a drug addict. They are literally trying to get people addicted to stimulation. That's honestly what Vegas is, and I appreciate Vegas for the things that it does offer, it's really, really fun, it's really cool, but I don't think that going there for an extended period of time is going to be healthy or good for anybody. Let's just be real here, like, I mean, that's clearly what I'm saying. I don't think that Vegas is a healthy outlet for you to just go and enjoy your time and spend time there. If you're gonna go there, you gotta go with intention. You gotta go with intention, like, "I'm going to see this show. I'll walk the strip once, I'll eat some good food, and I'm out." If you wanna go to the casino, make that your intention and dip, bro. Like, take the money that you're gonna spend there, spend it wisely. I mean, or just, like, spend it crazily, I don't know. If you wanna just release, if you wanna go crazy, then go crazy. But I don't think I'll ever spend that much time there ever again, with the intention that I did, and the intention this time was just to hang out and experience everything that I could all at once, and it drained me. It really did, and then it fueled me with, like, dude, I'm just like, none of this is that cool. I just really was excited to get back to the grind is what it made me want. Sometimes you need to experience what you don't want to experience what you really do want. And having that experience really helped me define the kind of vacations, the kind of trips that I want to have, because while I was there, I was just like, hmm, what is this actually doing for me right now? Is this serving me? After a certain point, it was not. After the event, and I was just chilling there, like spending whole days on the strip and in Vegas, was not serving me. I actually, you know, after the whole Vegas experience, we went to the desert. We saw the Red Rock Canyon. If you haven't been there, it's beautiful. Absolutely breathtakingly stunning. It was awesome. Red Rock Canyon is about 30 minutes away from Las Vegas. Just type it in your Google Maps and you will find it. It is great, beautiful. It's in the middle of the desert and it's like this canyon with red rocks. Wow, crazy, right? Red Rock Canyon. Anyways, we go there and we find a place to park and we start walking in the desert just in silence, and wow, how amazing is the solitude of the desert. It was truly a blessing to be able to experience that after all the craziness of Vegas. We're just sitting there in the desert, completely silent, completely silent. Not a single sound. When the wind dies down, the only thing you can hear is the breath going in and out of your nostrils. And it was amazing. It was awesome. It was very peaceful. Just imagine you're standing there. It's about 80 degrees. Shorts on, you feel the wind, and you're sitting there completely still. Not a single sound. You're looking at these giant rocks that are like hundreds of feet tall and red. Red rocks, hundreds of feet tall. You're standing there with the wind blowing on your legs, your arms, your face. You hear the wind whistling through your ears. The smell of just dirt, I guess, and sand. And you stop for one moment and hear nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's pretty amazing. And you don't get those moments very often in life. Not when you're able to have an open view like that. And I cherish those moments quite a bit. Anyways, me and Brian go out there. We're standing on these like we walk all the way to the giant rocks. We walk to the very edge of them because that's where I wanted. I was like, dude, we need to go to the very edge of those rocks. I want to feel their power, man. I want to feel the power of those rocks. You could just look at them and just like, like it's like crazy, dude. It's like those rocks were living beings, just like blasting their force on you. It was awesome. Anyways, we go over there, and then we get close over there, and I'm like, dude, we need to meditate on top of a rock. Like we need to go find a cool rock that's high up and meditate. And Brian was like, dude, you're reading my mind. And so we like literally were thinking the same thing. And so we found a rock and we get on top of it and we take off our shoes and socks and we just connect. We connected with that rock so deeply. Like you just stand on that rock with no shoes or socks on, nobody around you. You're staring into the miles of desert. Miles of desert. That is a special moment. That's a moment where you feel like you can conquer everything and you feel like everything in life is okay. Everything in life, nothing matters in that moment except for you being connected and one with the earth. That is what it felt like. That is how I felt. And we meditated on that rock. We meditated for like 20 minutes or something. 20 minutes goes by. Actually, 15 minutes goes by. The music was we had some meditation music going. I just opened my eyes, looked around silently, just experiencing the view, feeling, being, existing in that moment. And it was awakening. I just was like, wow, this is probably more fun and more fulfilling than the entire Vegas trip altogether. Like I'm getting way more out of this right now than being around the entire city of Las Vegas, being around at the event, networking, meeting new people, eating the food, seeing the celebrities. That was one thing. There was so many celebrities at that Grant Cardone event. It was just crazy energy. Like everyone's going crazy because there's so many different celebrities. Mark Wahlberg, Tom Brady, Dana White, Megyn Kelly, Grant freaking Cardone and his wife. Who else? Oh, Stephen Graham or something, like Stedman Graham, which is Oprah's freaking husband. Oprah's husband was there. Stephen A. Smith, the ESPN guy. So many different celebrities. But anyways, it was really cool. I loved seeing Dana White. I got to take a picture with Steve Will Do It, one of my favorite YouTubers. And I'm sitting there with Brian, man, and we kind of wake up from the meditation. And he's like, man, like this is the best day we've had so far on this trip. And I'm like, dude, yes. Yes, it is. And I had a realization. Me and Brian had it together, but I had this realization of in life, there are two major different aspects. You've got the luxury, you've got the great 5-star meals, awesome hotel experiences, the lights, the shows, the music, the clubs. You've got sitting in first class, you know, you've got swimming in like awesome pools, chilling in hot tubs. You've got all that. And all that is really amazing. It's truly a blessing to be able to experience that. Having the abundance necessary to do it, even better. Right. And if you're not doing that with your abundance, then it's really, I think it's good to try at least once because it could help you define your vision. Being around an opulent setting really changes your vibration. Being in places with chandeliers with all that energy, it's intense. So there's that. There's the luxury. And then there's the other aspect of life, the nature, eating good food with your family, sitting with your friend next to a fire, reading a good book, things in life that don't cost money at all, things in life that seemingly are common. However, they're sometimes the most special because not every time do you get to share one of those moments or have one of those moments with with others or yourself where it truly does feel special, because I think that sometimes we take it for granted because we're looking at too much at the luxuries. We're like, "You know what? I don't have that and I want that." But we have something that is so much more special, which is those simple moments, eating good food with your family, sitting around the fire with your friend, being in the nature, meditating on top of a rock. And I sit there and I'm thinking about these two different aspects of life, and I go, "What which if I could only have one, which one would I have?" Well, as I say that, you probably already know which one you would have. And if you're listening to this and you know me, we probably think in a similar way. I shouldn't even say that. I don't even know, right? But I think the clear, obvious answer is the latter, right? I mean, I would much more rather if I could only have one, if I could only experience one or have one in my life of those one of those aspects, it would be nature, family, experiencing solitude, reading a good book, sitting on top of a rock, meditating. Those are the simple things in life, and those are the things that we have right now. Those are the things that we have right now. We get to have those whenever we want, and we still take it for granted. We still think, "Oh, I wanna have the other thing. I wanna have the luxury. I want the jet, the boat." But really, why do you want those things? Why do you want the boat, the jet, the five-star meals, sitting in that hot tub on the five-star hotel? Why do you want that? Is it because those are the things that money can buy and that's what you want? You want money? Well, wanting money is a natural thing because we need it to survive. However, if you want money just so you can have those things, then I think you should take a step back and kind of look at what brings you meaning in life. Because if what brings you meaning in life is those things, then I want you to think back to the talk that I just had about Las Vegas. Basically, the conclusion that I came across being in Las Vegas is that after just experiencing those things, the strip, the shows, the clubs, the food, just a couple times, literally after like 2 or 3 times, it becomes meaningless, becomes utterly and entirely meaningless and completely a common experience that you're just like, "Okay, yeah, we have this. Yeah, okay, whatever," you know? And then it goes back to, "All right, what's next? What's next? Like, what's better than this?" And so when you think, I'm chasing money so that I can get the luxuries in life. Well, you're not going to be satisfied with that. You're only going to be satisfied with it the first couple times that it happens. And then after that, you're going to want more. You're going to want better, bigger, more expensive, more luxurious, higher class, like all the quality, like super genuine leather fur coats, whatever it is. None of that is as valuable as the simple things in life, because those are the things that mean so much more. Those are the things that everyone can experience, meaning that we can all experience it together without having to fork over hundreds of or thousands of dollars. And so that almost begs the question, why am I why am I going after the money? Well, I have my completely different reasons. Of course I want to experience all those things, but then again, after having that realization, there's the necessity for balance. There's the necessity for harmony between those 2 things. Yes, I want to experience the luxuries and all the cool stuff, but also I never want to lose sight of my love for the simple things. And so then when you have that realization, you realize how much more defined your purpose is, because now if that can't be what you're chasing money for, then you have to define your purpose. And me defining my purpose on this podcast isn't what it's about. So I'm not going to go all into that because I could be talking about it for a long time. But genuinely, what I want out of my money is to be able to give others the feeling of abundance, give myself and my families the feeling of abundance, and create tools, tactics, and strategies so that others can find financial freedom, health, happiness in their life. And having a lot of money means that I can do it for a lot of people, including myself. So, you know, but for other people, I feel like they lose sight of their actual purpose and they just like see all of this other opulent, these opulent things, these luxuries, these things that really only bring temporary happiness. And I've lived a life of temporary happiness. I've lived a life full of the pursuit of pleasure, which is really the circle of suffering after a while. Happens pretty fast. Ask anybody who's had drug addiction. Ask any alcoholic. It's not worth it. And chasing the money for the luxuries, it's the same thing. It's the same damn thing. Because once you get it, all you want is more. And the feeling of being satisfied never comes after. It never will ever come. The feeling of having it for the first time is what you want. And you can never have that feeling ever again after experiencing it for the first time. And so that makes it very, it solidifies it as I know its place in my life now. It is a thing that I can experience, when I either want to show someone that experience because it's a cool it's like I'm not discounting it as something that's absolutely worthless and meaningless and like you should never do it. It's not what I'm saying at all. Like go experience those things, but know what the intention is of you doing it. Realize that that's not what life is about. What life is really about is the simple things. Experiencing love, being with your family, being with your friends, people that love you and you love them. Being in nature because really nature is the last true thing that exists on earth. It never lies. Nature does not lie. It has a true intention and that is to exist. That is to exist and to be a force of life for everything that is, for everything that does exist. It's getting deep. We're getting deeper. Take a deep breath, man. Come on. I love you. Whoever's listening to this, thank you for being here. It's truly a blessing to be able to share this experience right now. And the thought that this could be being listened to years from now is truly amazing. Today's date is February 26, 2023. If you're listening to this any day in the future, thank you. Thank you so much for hearing my voice right now in this moment. But anyways, so, after that realization that me and Brian had of, then, we need to have this balance of things in life. Kind of started to become a conversation of then why go forward anymore? If we have everything that we want, once we're millionaires and multi-millionaires and we have all the money and the abundance that we could ever need for the rest of our lives, why keep going? Why keep pushing so hard? And I think Brian and I's journeys are a bit different from each other. And that is to be expected. And I like that. I love that, For him, it was more of like dude, I'm just going to like, once I'm a multi-millionaire, dude, I'm just going to like go on this crazy spiritual journey and just explore myself. Like connect to my deepest, highest self. And if it takes 10 years, then it takes 10 years. So be it. And then I'll return. but I need to find myself before I continue. So that was Brian's thought. For me, I'm gonna be able to experience those things simultaneously, the simple things in life, because I feel like, I have my head in a pretty solid place, especially after that experience and realizing that like what I want money for is just not it's not focused on the luxuries at all. I'm not my intention to get it money is not focused on simply achieving the things that money can buy. It goes a lot deeper than that. And so for me, my intent, my like realization for keeping going is like, dude, I want to just build an empire in my 20s. I'm 21 at the time of this recording, turning 22 this year. I want to build the empire till I'm like 30 or whenever I feel like it's, good, or whenever I feel like I can finish if that's before 20. And the empire won't be done being built, but I want to create a solid foundation. And in that time, become a billionaire effectively. And then, go on my spiritual journey, Shawrim, you know. And so that's kind of the whole thing that was like the whole experience. And then driving back from Vegas, I got to listen to more Kevin training and kind of let all that sink in. And now I have lots of notes from Vegas, lots of different cognitions about the trip and different new ideas written in my phone. Because when you're in a different area, when you're traveling, when you're in a different zone geographically, you're in a different energy field. There's meridian lines underneath you that are different than the ones that you live under. And so you think differently. You're able to have new thoughts that you wouldn't have that wouldn't be possible before. And so I had a lot of different new thoughts. I had a lot of moments where my goals were defined. I had new goals forming, new dreams, new ideas of better ways to do things that I'm already doing, new things to do, things to replace things that I'm doing, like so many different ideas. It was insane, just intensely introspective and intensely transformative. Every trip is like that. And so that's why I like really feel the urge to just continuously travel is because every trip that I've been on, this is like the fourth big trip. I started I went to Florida in November, Vegas in December, Puerto Rico in January, again in Vegas. So this is the fourth big trip that I've been on in the last like 4 months. And just wow. I mean, like every single trip that I go on, I have these insane experiences of like new realizations about myself, new deep life lessons. And that's what it's really about. That's why I want to travel. I want to travel, meet people, have those realizations, and then collect all of these realizations so that I can share them and increase people's awareness, align more with my purpose, and hopefully help others align with their purpose with the things that I'm able to share with them. So, yeah, I'm just thinking right now. One thing I want to share before I end this is a suggestion for what you should do when you go on to trips, when you're traveling. Because you're in a new energy field, able to experience new energy, have new ideas. One of the things that you should do is have your phone at the ready or some sort of thing that you can write things down on so that you can write down the ideas that you do have. Because when you're in that energy field, that's unique to what you normally are experiencing. And so you're going to be connected to source in a different way, in a different place. And you are a human that forgets things. So you need to be recording. You need to be recording your experience on your phone, written, writing it, texting it, something where you can write it down. Because another and I wouldn't have remembered this thing that I'm about to share with you, which is intensely profound. I was walking, I had just lost I was so it's story time. Walking down the strip, it's about 11 at night. There's the lights. This is not a very lit part of Vegas, meaning not as many lights. It's not like the main strip. I'm dressed in a suit with a shirt, white shirt, literally suit on. Got my dress shoes. My hair's kind of messed up. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm not smiling. I just lost $40 in the casinos. And like I said, I didn't have very much money that I came to Vegas with. So I was like, dude, I was coming close on having almost no money left. I'm not getting paid until after the trip. And I'm just like, yo, what is going? Like, what the heck, man? I should have kept my money. And then I thought for a second, I'm alive right now. I can walk. I'm alive on this earth with a beautiful ass outfit. I'm a freaking human with a life. I can do things. I can really choose whatever I want to do in my life, and I can choose whatever direction that I go in. And all of a sudden, I got this big, bright smile on my face. I was so happy. I was like, dude, I don't care what money I lose or gain or whatever. It was truly an amazing moment. And I was like, dude, I'm living my best freaking life. I'm living my best life. I don't care what, you know, loss or win that I have right now. I'm living it. I'm living my best life. And then it hit me. It struck me. The only way to live your best life is to live your best life. Now, let me elaborate on that before you completely dismiss what I just said, because it seems simple and meaningless, but it's not. Let me actually pull it up. I need to pull it up. Meaning I need to like get the thing that like hold up. Let's go to the thing that I wrote down. Yeah, give me 1 second. Dude, come on. Okay, here's what I had. Here's what I wrote down when we had this moment. I said, "Bring your best life to you by living it every day. You can feel the feeling of living your best life when you believe that you're going to get everything you want and that you're doing what it takes to always progress. You are living your best life when you give your best self to the world." Wow. You are living your best life when you are giving your best self to the world. You bring your best life to you by living in it every day. Holy cow, people, if you like, that is groundbreakingly profound. And that is one of the realizations that came to me from Source Energy in Las Vegas, walking in a moment of despair, losing money. And I was just like, dude, I'm alive. And I can be in such a blissful state right now because I can choose to be in a blissful state. It's all about perception. It is all about how you perceive the things that are going on in your life. If you perceive it as, damn, I just lost money and this sucks, then that's what it's going to be, and that sucks. But if you perceive it as, "You know what? I just learned a lesson. I shouldn't gamble to make money," because that's what I was trying to do, genuinely. I was trying to gamble to make money. I was like, "You know what? I gave myself the opportunity to learn a lesson, and I'm grateful for that." But truly, to expand more on the idea that I just kinda, like, gave there, you you bring your best life to you by giving your best self to the world. Like, it feels so good to realize that, you know? You have to have a good intention. You have to have a good intention. Why are you doing this? And what do you want to get out of it? Why are you doing this, and what do you wanna get out of it? You have to live from a place of love, and that is where your best life comes from. When you live and you have an intention of love and gratitude, you're just like, "You know what? I love you no matter what. I love you because you're beautiful, and if you're not beautiful, then I love you in the hopes that you will be beautiful." And that is what makes you feel like you're living your best life. Giving your best self to yourself, giving your best self to the world, giving it to yourself, giving it your all, making sure that you're not short selling yourself and that you're keeping your own promises and you're keeping your promises to other people. It makes a difference. It made a difference for me, and it can make a difference for you and everyone else who decides to live their best life right now. Live your best life by bringing your best life to you. You have your best life. It doesn't get better than this. You're living right now, and it only gets better. No, sorry. I take back, it does get better than this. And that's why you're living your best life, because you don't even have the best life right now. If there is a such a quote unquote, there is no destination. It's only the journey, right? And so right now you're living the best that are you're living it. If you feel like you're living your best life, it's only going to get better. If you feel like you don't have your best life, then that's what you're vibrating. You're vibrating the thought that you don't have your best life. So your best life ain't going to come to you. You get what you give. If you give the world, I don't have my best life, so I'm not going to give you the best of me. I don't have my best, so I'm not going to try and give you my best. I'm not going to try and be my best. Then you ain't going to get the best, and it ain't going to be the best. Intense. Truly, truly intense and profound. This is something to think about. Ponder on this, please, man. Oh my God, it's just like so deep and good. Anyways, I want to thank you all for being here today and listening to me rant and ramble about my experiences in Las Vegas. I think that it actually ended up being pretty productive and deep, and pretty happy with this one. So, anyways, guys, tune into the next one. I'm going to try and do these actually, I'm going to do these every Sunday. And if I don't, then I will do them when I can. I might even start doing them more often when I feel inspired to. I don't want to feel obligated. I want to feel inspired. So, with that being said, appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here, and have a good rest of your morning, afternoon,